there's some passages in the gospel that if I take more than just a couple minutes to reflect on, they get to be really convicting for me. They get to be the things that I'm like, oh, that's something I need to work on. That's a place where I need to grow, and that's somewhere I can't dilly-dally anymore, or I can't make this not a priority. And whenever Jesus is speaking about the scribes and Pharisees and their hypocrisy, that's one of those places for me where I have to see, am I a hypocrite in some ways? Am I really being a man of integrity, or am I really showing forth what God has done for me in my life, in my words, my actions, at all times of the day? Well, Jesus says today, speaking to his disciples, that we need to stay awake, for you don't know when the Master is coming, that at an unknown hour he will appear, and that there are going to be the wicked who think that the Master is long delayed, that he's going to come at some long time from now, and so they can do what they want. They beat the servants, it says, or they get drunk. And sometimes I'm like, am I doing that, or am I kind of living in this place where I'm just like, well, it'll be a long time before Jesus shows up again. But as he says, we know neither the day nor the hour. I think that this for us can be a moment not to make us feel bad about ourselves, but rather one that helps us to see, I cannot let myself grow stagnant. I have to stay awake, as Jesus says. That the servant who is diligent in doing his master's work is the one who he approves, who he loves, who will receive the reward when he comes. That means that it's not so much that we have to get to a certain point in our spirituality that we can say, okay, I've checked up enough boxes, or I've grown to this point, or I'm this sort of spiritual master. But rather that we are always working on it, that we are always growing. God is infinite, so we can never plumb the depths of his love and mercy, or even the theology that we study. It only scratches the surface. What theology does do is it gives us a place to start. So I encourage all of you today to not take a message like this from Jesus as one to inspire fear, but maybe inspire a little bit of conviction in your heart to say, I have to continue to work on these things. And if there's anything that I'm doing right now that could be considered sinful, if I find myself talking badly about other people behind their back, if I find myself not treating my family well, that these things cannot stand anymore. I need to give that over to the Lord, and I need to ask him to heal me, to help me, that I might be prepared at that time when he comes, that I might receive the reward that he wants to give me. Because at an unknown time, the Master will return, and he will give us the reward, hopefully, that we deserve.